Well, hello. I'm David Watters. I'm with Cavrnus, and we're here today in the Ciena Tech Lab, or at least a virtual version of it. I'm actually sitting in Columbus, Ohio, in my office, and I am very lucky to be able to feature Berney Gehring from Ciena that's here with us today. And Berney, if you can, tell everybody where you're coming from. But Berney's going to take the opportunity to talk to us about um, immersive meetings and how we're helping to create the hybrid enterprise at Ciena.
Thanks, David. All right. Thanks, David. I'm actually coming to you from Maryland, and I'm presenting from my bedroom closet. So luckily, we've got the virtual reality to make that look a little bit better. Today we're going to be discussing immersive meetings in the hybrid enterprise. But before we get started with that, first thing I wanted to say is thank you to all the speakers that have already gone today. It's been a great conference. So if you've missed any of the sessions, be sure to catch them on recordings. I've really been happy to be a part of this today. So thanks everybody for putting this on. So here's a quick look at the agenda. Today we're going to go over some introductions, and then we're going to discuss Cavrnus spaces. After that, we'll discuss a new hire experience, and then finish up with what's next. So I work for Ciena Corporation. Ciena is a networking systems services software company. We have over 1,700 customers around the globe, and we serve 85% of the world's largest service providers. We have over 7,000 employees in more than 35 different countries. As you can see, Ciena is a mid-sized company with a global footprint in both employees and customers. And then just a little bit about me. I've been with Ciena for 20 years. I've held many different jobs. I started as a Visual Basic developer, and I'm now the IT architect for collaboration services at Ciena. I've been married for 22 years and have 11-year-old twins. Most recently, I've been added to the immersive collaboration team, and we've been looking into extended reality devices and software to enhance collaboration both internally and with our customers. Go ahead and move forward there. Cavrnus is an immersive collaboration program allowing users to collaborate in a fully customizable space. Users can access the space with computers, mobile devices, or VR/AR headsets. The space can include 3D objects as well as videos and PDF files. Users can interact with voice, streaming video, or annotations. When you get a look at this product for the first time, it appears like a video game. Roblox and Minecraft come to mind. And I proved that by having my 11-year-old son teach me something about navigation within his first 2 minutes of using Cavrnus. If you think what can be produced with Cavrnus, you'll quickly see it has many applications outside of just having fun in the virtual world. So now that you know a little bit about Ciena and Cavrnus, let's take a look at what we're working on together. A powerful moment is a moment in a person's life or career where they experience something that is impactful enough to stay vivid in their memory. By making the employee onboarding experience not only positive but powerful, you have a much greater possibility of retaining your employees. We all know the cost and effort of onboarding and training new employees. The longer you can retain personnel, the more money and time you save in the long run. I point this out to justify the level of effort that should be put into creating a positive, powerful onboarding experience. Let's take a look at the current onboarding experience some new hires are getting during the pandemic. As you can see here, I've blacked out some of the names to protect the innocent. In this case, Mario is a new hire, and apparently his first meeting is with a telephone booth. Actually, the booth is a picture uploaded to the existing employee profile, but this is not uncommon. So Mario's new hire experience is a meeting with a few squares where he'll learn about his job. After this, I imagine he'll have a packet with some videos to watch. Not really the most impactful or powerful new hire experience. One of the initiatives Ciena undertook pre-COVID was to create IT tech bars. Here, employees could walk into the tech bar and ask any questions, get help with their customers or with their computer, or with new equipment. The tech bar, like the Apple Store or Microsoft Store, gave employees a sense of security, knowing that if they ever needed help with a technical question, there was always a place to go. Now that the pandemic has closed our offices, we're looking to create a space like the tech bar, always available to just drop in and ask IT anything. Now, if the camera operator will zoom out and take a look around.
Yeah, so if I can briefly describe what you're seeing here, this is our virtual implementation of Ciena's tech bar. And we just received a set of drawings that just had some dimensional stuff and a set of pictures And you can see we've created this pretty compelling implementation of what is a real space and where people can get real tech support. We can stream any videos into the space. You can see me on that laptop right there. We currently have instructional videos that are playing in the space where users can come find out how to use Cavrnus and how to navigate within the application. You can see we've set up our virtual broadcast studio here, and Mark Visconti is helping us with some camera work right there. But hardware, lighting, all kinds of materials that you would normally use to create a space like this is all part of the platform.
Thanks, David. Employees get a similar feel when stopping by, and IT personnel in the space can continue work while they wait for their next customer. We're including this as the first stop in a new tour of our corporate headquarters. We're adding a welcome message. As we continue to build out the headquarters, different spaces can hold welcome messages from other departments, and other rooms can be similarly staffed for any live questions or interactions. I think you'll agree with me that this is a much more impactful experience than the aforementioned boxes. So now that we've done that, what's next? Training. Ciena has a need to train employees and partners on the installation and maintenance of network equipment. In the past, we would fly trainees to our Ciena Network Lab and provide in-person training classes with network equipment available for demonstration purposes. Since COVID, we've had to give this training using images on PowerPoints or by using cell phone cameras. While we're exploring See What I See hardware like the HoloLens or RealWear or some of the other devices I saw today, we're also looking to see if we can reproduce the lab environments in the Cavrnus space. Each network box can be interactive, and the instructor can give the class with trainees all over the world. And then customer demo labs. It's not a far stretch to see that if training can be done in a lab environment, then customer demonstrations can be done as well. These meetings can include not only 3D models of our products, but also videos and PDFs to augment the speaker's content. David, could you show the 6500 that we placed on the table? And talk about that.
Yeah, sure can. So we were able to use CAD data that Ciena uses in the development of their product to reuse that data downstream and create a three-dimensional model that's fully interactive thanks to Cavrnus scripting that allows them to, and then we can see Berney through there, that allows them to repurpose that data downstream to create very compelling, very realistic sales and marketing demos, use them in a virtual customer briefing center, use them in an interactive training. And you can see we can actually pull all these boards out and the components are there, high resolution texture maps are there. This is all part of that idea of repurposing data downstream or using that data as part of the product development process with a collaborative design workflow and review.
Thanks, David. We'll go ahead and close that box up so I'm not hiding behind it anymore. Fantastic. Looks great. Executive briefing presentations were also given by flying executives to corporate headquarters from all around the world. We would like to explore the cost savings and experience of holding executive briefing presentations in a Cavrnus space. These can include presentations, live demonstrations, and virtual in-person meetings. The space can be customized per customer and can provide an impactful experience. Design reviews. When engineering completes a design of a new piece of network equipment, they also produce not only CAD drawings of the box, but a 3D model. The model can be used to review with contract manufacturers halfway around the world. Furthermore, once the review is complete and the contract manufacturers begin building the equipment, the same space and models can be used to ask questions or provide feedback based on what's happened in the manufacturing facility. And lastly, water cooler conversations. If you'd like to provide your employees with an experience like the water cooler experience of being in the office, we feel that this can be accomplished with Cavrnus. Simply set up a meeting space and open it up to groups of people. When they have time between meetings or just need a break, they can pop into the space and meet up with whoever is there. They could even hang out in the space as they work on something they don't mind being pulled away from and wait for the next person to arrive. The virtual water cooler. There are many more use cases available even beyond this. But with that, I'd like to say thank you. I hope this helps provide a little picture of what the immersive meeting experiences are possible when partnering with Cavrnus. We were really trying to envision everybody's remote now, and we hear from lots of our employees that they really miss being in the office. And as I've shown this representation of the tech lounge around the company, everybody's like, "Oh, I remember that. I remember being in there." And it gives you that real community feel of being in the office. And so we're really excited about building out that whole first floor of our corporate headquarters and giving people a chance to go back in, retour the office, and provide some of those conversation topics. And beyond that, presentations like this, where you can put two experts, and I'll put myself into the expert field for right now, in front of the desk to just have a chat, have a conversation. Questions can be asked back and forth. I feel this is a really appealing and engaging environment, a little bit more than you had out of the multiple squares. It just gives you a little bit more.
We do have one question from Zev Berman. Can you talk about the process for modeling your component in such exacting detail?
I'll jump right in, Berney. Cavrnus itself loads over 30 3D file formats. And so you can come directly from any sort of 3D CAD files you have about your facilities. In the case of Ciena, they didn't have those kind of original 3D CAD files of their facilities, but they did have a drawing that showed dimensions of the space. And from there, it's actually quite easy for a space like this to use photographs and the dimensional drawings to create the space in any type of 3D modeling or CAD application. And then it just easily loads into Cavrnus. I think one of the things that we failed to mention is you can create these templates. So we now have a template of the tech bar, and somebody can create a new space using that template. It's not always having to reuse the same space. These spaces are persistent. So if you create a new conference room for a particular meeting, everything that happens in that conference room with respect to annotations, PDFs that are loaded, 3D objects that are loaded, will stay in that conference room and can be specific to that particular meeting. You can then back it up and refer to it later.
Thanks for that question.
Even for the circuit boards represented on the model, was LiDAR used?
No, that was just high definition images.
Right. That was downstream CAD data from their actual product development, and then they took high resolution photographs to reduce the model complexity because the CAD files have extreme, complexity with respect to the components and number of polygons it would take to represent them all. And so high resolution photographs were used to reduce the model complexity because our target audience is everything from tablets to standalone headsets that don't have very much memory to corporate laptops to all the way up to high-end workstations. But a lot of the typical targets of clients would be lower-end machines like tablets and corporate laptops.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining. It is we're in time for our presentation, and hope you enjoyed the show.
Thanks, Berney. High five.
Close enough.
Close enough.